Good morning, everybody. It's Andy Wilhelmina and the sheep and my creaky desk chair. I have fun stuff today. I wanted to start off with some linens that I've come across and what the heck I did to them. Some of them nothing, but I don't know, another thing I never really paid attention to unless I really liked them. I believe this is handmade, but I'm not an official person to know. Let's see if I have paper that'll let you see that. However, I do think that this is handmade. It's really soft. And like I said, I'm just not sure. But it's beautiful. Jenny and I went to the St. Vincent de Paul bins, and I haven't been there for years, and it was awesome. We had a lot of success. Some of these things I picked up at the flea market, and this is a runner, table runner. It's a couple feet long-ish. And it has lace at both ends, and I am pretty positive that this was sewn by hand. And again, I am not a person that knows everything about lace. Just that it's pretty, and sometimes I pick it up. Then, this one also came from the same lady's mom's work, and this is just amazing. It is all handwork. It's round. It has this on the other side. The lace is spectacular. It may not be handmade lace, but I really feel like it is, because look at all the little tiny strings at the bottoms here, like somebody left off and then never trimmed them. I don't know. It could be machine made too, who knows? I certainly don't. But it's beautiful. I'm afraid to wash linens, so if you buy any from me, you are getting them how I got them, because they terrify me. How's that? Here's another one. I think this is a newer, vintage but newer example of a dresser scarf. So it's got pretty baskets. It's got a little bit of a few issues, but you could probably, my inclination would be a little fabric glue, but that might not be the best thing to do. And it has teeny tiny lace, almost, I'm not sure if she ran out of thread and didn't finish, but this part is missing all the cute little parts of crochet. So maybe she ran out of thread. I didn't notice that before, so she did a pretty good job masking it. I found some clothes there, and I took them apart. This was a dress, definitely vintage, but I don't know how vintage. But I love the lace and the texture of the lace. So I took it apart. It was a fancy dress, but it was on its way to the landfill after the bins. So that was one arm, two arms, and then I already sat and trimmed this up so it's all nice and pretty, ready for you to use or cut things out of, the flowers. It's kind of a heavier weight. So I cut up all of the lace, which I will be sharing. I didn't know if anyone would want this part, but it's cute If you put it on a piece of paper, it could be a belly band. And I got a ton from that dress. This is part of the skirt. More of the skirt. And the biggest part of the skirt. This is a whole piece. And I cut out some of the flowers for myself from the scraps. And they will be showing up on tags, etc. sometime in the future. And I'll be sharing them also. This sweet little thing was also in the bins. I am sure that it is hand embroidered and handmade and all of that. I've got these little, I don't know. I know French knots are these. I don't know what exactly the stitches are, but they're really pretty. And someone made this, I'm assuming, for a baby or a baby doll bed. I love gingham. And there's no tags on it. So I am going to say that it's really vintage. That might be machine stitched there. And it's got some wear. Somebody loved it. It's got a little backing. I'm going to be sharing linens because since I've decided it's fun and they're beautiful, I have too many. Then I took apart another dress. And this, I don't know how vintage again, but it's vintage eyelet and lace. I don't know if this is going to help anything, but... And I doubt hand stitched. But yeah, that looks like it's machine stitched. So you have this lace on the bottom of the skirt pieces. And the eyelet up above it. And I love blue. And you might have heard, I'm working on some blue journals next. Going to be all blue. So this is the other part of the skirt. This is the part I could rescue from the bodice. It had short sleeves, and I kept some of that for me because it was a little ragged, kind of like that one. I'll save that for the blue journals. This is the lining. I never know if anyone would use this, but it's soft. And this piece does not have seams in it. So it could be, at least that I remember, oh, there's one. But this would be great closure for a journal. To tear some strips out of it or cut strips out of it. I don't know if it's a fancy material, probably not. And more of the lining. This is a little sari that we found in the bins. And I'm not a big bling person, but this is so pretty. I love this limey green yellow color. And I'm not sure. I think that's hand stitching. Because there's the stitches and then the little thread with the sequins. To me it looks handmade, but lots of things there that I can take off and share, trim out. And it's a child size. I'll show you the back too. It's really fancy. I couldn't leave it. I also found a sari that someone had trimmed off all the bling and put it, just left this, what I assume is the silk part. I'll get that. Hold, please. Hopefully I won't fall all over Dolly. Okay. It's a pretty big piece. And like I said, not an aficionado, but someone had taken this sari and trimmed off all the bling and the pretties and the embroidery and left this. So it could be silk, might not be silk, but it is beauteous. If I held it up for you, you could maybe you can still see. It was a sari of some sort, a beautiful one. So there's a whole pile of fabric from that. I'll be sharing all of this fabric eventually. This will not fit in the frame. As far as I can translate on Google, this is from, it's a Syrian thesaurus. And it came in an auction box. I did not pay $1 for it. And it's not in the greatest shape, but wait till you see the inside. It's a big, big book. I want to say Arabic, but it was hard to get a translation on it. Isn't that beautiful? It's sewn together, and it's definitely vintage. I did not find a date on it. But it's just beautiful. It has well, let's see if anyone signed it out. No. But I think it has religious information. Some of it, I'm not sure. It's just beautiful though. I'm guessing Arabic. It talked in a few pages that has some reference to Jewish information, but to me this looks like Arabic. But I don't know for sure. It's just, it talks about, let's see, where is that? Just went by. Hebrew. That's for Hebrew. So maybe it is in Hebrew also. I don't know. So, Mr. Payne Smith's work, which I will be able to take apart easily into signatures and pages, will be reaching the website quite soon, in theory. This is my latest journal. I'm almost done with it. It's a cooking journal. Like I said, I'm not quite done, but I thought I would show it to you. If anyone wants to reserve it, just send me an email. This is a vintage milk cap, and I just popped a hole in it. It's the antique slide. I just replaced the picture. And this, I kind of was thinking of like a farm gal who might have saved some family things. Shoot, better not pull that. And maybe some of her favorite things, like some pretty beads and an old cookie cutter. I don't know how old, but I've had it for a really long time. And there is antique lace, sari silk, a little bit of twine, because we all have twine on our farms. And then I have it attached here with a vintage belt buckle, clothing buckle. This started out with this quilt piece, and I trimmed it up. There are lots of interesting things in this one, you'll see. I trimmed it up and covered a binder, a cookbook binder. Then I added this on because it's pretty and I needed something here. This is my own stitchery, not this part. This part's from that old crazy quilt I had to cut up. But this is my stitchery, square. And I had to do a little surgery because after I glued that cover down, there was this lump. It looked like I glued a mouse in there. So I had to cut it a little bit, take the stuffing out, and then I covered it up. And there's the back. It's not in the greatest shape, but it was perfect for me. This is from a pillowcase. I don't know how old. Just very pretty. There's one of my sheep. And a page from a book, if you could not tell. There's lots of room to write. I think I have 35 plus pages in here. And I put some cool things in the pockets. This was not a traded, this was a receipt from the school out east. And it was used as part of a textbook packet in the late 1800s. So if you buy this, that is not a real receipt. It is from a text packet that they used. And there's some more info in there. I kept some of the dividers. This is just a fun vintage bead. And a vintage ad for Whirlpool refrigerators. This page is from the book. It's a 3-ring binder. And I just made some pockets out of it and put some things in. Ransom note. It's a game. And it says make a billboard for orange soda. So it seemed good to put in here. And who doesn't like caramel dip? And you have room to either decorate or write. And this is a playing card. Vintage. Makes good food taste better. Iodized shaker salt. Diamond crystal. Kate Smith's favorite recipes. And some writing paper that was in the book. This little tab thingy. It says Bayo peanut butter. And it was, I have a book, or had a book here that I cut out all kinds of cute things from. It was a guidebook to antique tins. And I made stuff with it. Profit your group's own cookbook. That was a work basket from well, I don't know. It's very vintage. Oh, January 1985. This is some textured paper that I found in a thrift store. And this is another pocket. These pockets were in the cookbook itself. So I added in some recipes from a different book. March 1985. I got these. I thrifted this little book of doors, and I love it. So there is a door. This is a punch card for a mainframe computer from long ago. I'm back when computers needed these. And I just popped some cute things in here from the London Chivalry, November 19th, 1881. Makes no sense except it's cool and it has the date on it. Robert at the Guildhall Banquet. And on this side, I made a pocket into another pocket. And this is some just some fussy cutting I made into a tag. Sam's father was a wonderful cook. Not only did everything taste good, it looked beautiful too. And he is watching him decorate cake. This is a recipe card for chocolate almond crisps. And I put lots more stuff in the pockets before it leaves here. I like to know who I'm sending it to. So I kind of finish it off with things I think they would like. Some extras from the sheep. Only 1.5 cents a bottle for delicious, wholesome Hires root beer. And that's from Successful Farming, July 1932. Enough Hires extract to make 8 bottles of delicious root beer. Don't be fooled by cheap imitations. Thought that was kind of fun to put in. Another little tag I made. It's got This I thought looked like a tiny little hot pad. This is a blank ledger page. The only thing I did not put in here yet was my old ledger pages that are written on. So I'll be adding that. This is a paper clip, hidden paper clip. This is a journaling card. She's pretty surprised about something, maybe peach pie. I don't know. Let's see if I can get this back on here without a major ordeal. All right. Dreams come true. There's lots of room to decorate. And what I love best about these binders is you can take pages out, add pages in, and just do your thing. You're not limited to me sewing a signature in. And you're not limited to my really crummy sewing abilities. So I fussy cut that out of a catalog copy from Sears. And this was a flashcard number. And I also have some appliques on the back with a little tiny carrot. More cute toys. More lace. This is the end paper from an old book with some morning glories. And who doesn't invite their horse for tea? I would. I thought that was fun. This is a recipe card from a friend of the family and a really good recipe. I got a new stamp and had to try it out. It has nothing to do with a cookbook except I like it and it's cute. And you can take it out if you want to. A cat sitting on the kitchen counter. Probably something most cat owners have seen. I love kitchen bowls like this, mixing bowls. I have a bunch. And this is some wrapping paper someone saved for me. Some of that genealogy handwritten little notes. And a fussy cut. Another flashcard number. And I turned this out of a children's reader book. This is the end paper for a book actually on gardening. And who doesn't need a fancy watch in their kitchen, right? This one probably doesn't work anymore, but it's cool looking. I trimmed this and this out of advertisements in a magazine. And then I just put in a couple of cute little tickets that I stamped. That is a vintage ad. Cookies with two little flowers on it. And cute cherries on the back of the lace. Another door. Some of the vintage checks from Kentucky, 1934. I'll be adding some more of those in too. This was just an extra piece of scrapbook paper, and I added the ticket in 10 cents entitles you to one of our regular 15-cent afternoon specials at our fountain. We serve buyer's pies. And this is most of the things I have in my journals is thrifted or very old and followed me home. Another new stamp, flowers, squiggly flowers. I sewed around the outside of this piece of scrapbook paper, add a little bun. That's some of the genealogy paper. And of course, cupcakes. So there's a pocket there. And this is one that was in the book already. It was kind of a nifty little cookbook. And then here, oops, I just popped in another part of that refrigerator ad. I suppose I could do this instead. Another tag, this time with a little duck floating by and some matching lace. This is from a friend of mine who does the most beautiful, beautiful paper dyeing, and it smells so yummy. Leah Brennan. I will link her down below. She will be selling paper pretty soon. This is from a cute little children's cookbook. Things that they should be able to cook on their own. And I can't remember if I put the page in here that tells them everything they need. No. But it lists like an apron, and the very bottom says, your parents' permission. It's another vintage ad. These are papers from the book itself. I saved the ones where you would have writing room. Thrifted scrapbook paper. And of course, sweet little Fancy Nancy making cupcakes for the bake sale and shopping. I put the page in backwards apparently. Some more of the embossed textured pies and a little lemon angel pie recipe. She's a happy camper cooking. I need to put some page reinforcers on here too. Lap weaving is like a bag of potato chips. This little snippet is from my friend Ham at Dutch Rich Primitives. And this is a hidden paper clip. This is from an 1881 newspaper from London. And this is just a fun tag. I was goofing around with some paper scraps that I had from this journal. Little red hen making some bread. Basic kitchen equipment. This was in the book. There's a little tag that I made from a fussy cut from a kid's book, I think. And these little pieces of lace are just castaway cutoffs that kind of reminded me of little pot holders. Guide to Herbs and Spices. I like cake and I cannot lie. I just added some bling. This, I was goofing around, one with the sewing machine. This is from an old, I think a greeting card. And I was playing around with this with more cutouts. And I made this a tab so you would know to open all these little envelopes. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's cracking up. This is a replica of a, goodness, I had some fun here, didn't I? This is a hidden paper clip right here. Oh boy, come off. There. A rabbit sneaking into your refrigerator. Another journaling spot. And of course, all of these will have more stuff in them. Then there's this one. This is a real, never used label. I'm going to save things inside for surprises. So that all folds up, and there's writing room if you want it. And there's at least 35 pages, if not more. It's a little bit of a gator mouth, but not too bad. And that's what I have for now. The next video, I'm not sure which order these will be in. I will be showing my process of gathering things for journals. I'm about ready to start the blue journals, and people have been asking, so you'll get to see how my crazy brain works or doesn't work. So that will be out too. If you want to reserve this journal, let me know. Just send me an email. When I get it on the website, I'll post the link below, hopefully before this video gets up. And I will see you in the next video. Smooches from the sheep, everyone.